Welcome back. My name is Guy, and today I'm going to start a new project to better organize the storage that I have in this bump out of my garage. Now what I plan to do is I'm going to build base cabinets almost like a kitchen all the way around here, and then on top there'll be a countertop, but there won't be a space between the countertop and the upper cabinets. There's going to be a bank of drawers that go along the outside here of the cabinet. Then the upper cabinets are going to go all the way to the ceiling, which I said are 9 foot, and that's going to go all the way around the shop, this whole corner right here. So when I'm done, I'll have a lot of long-term storage for things I don't use that much, all the way up around here. I'll still have a tool cabinet right here without these stupid doors. And then I'll have a bank of drawers here, and then a bank of drawers going all the way around here to the window. And then of course there'll be cabinets over here and going up above the window all the way to the ceiling. So today I'm going to start working on the base cabinets and the drawers for those base cabinets. I'm going to start this build by making the base cabinets. And I've got my panel layouts and my cut list. I've color coded the different base cabinets. Now in this piece here I need to pull some supports out of the bottom here for one of the cabinets, some supports out of this side for one of the cabinets, and support out of this side for one of the cabinets. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got my track saw set up on my cutting station. I'm going to rip one clean edge down here, then I'll move the track and release these parts, and then cut these pieces off the end. Got that strip cut off the bottom. Now I need to release this piece right here. And these are 24 inches, so I know I've got a little bit extra, so I'm going to give myself 24 and a half. The pieces on this side are 71 inches, so I just want to make sure I've got enough left over for that, which I do. So to cross cut this, I'm going to try a new product, and it's kind of cool. This is made by TSO Products. It's their GRS 16. This is a guide rail system, and this is designed to give you perfect cross cuts. So the way this works is frighteningly simple. This is a single piece of CNC aluminum, and it just fits into the track with a little bar here, and then it self-squares itself. This goes over and hooks on. Now if I take this, put it up against my mark at that 24 and a half inches off this reference edge and hold it there, I know I'm going to be perfectly perpendicular. This is a really, really good tool for cross-cutting plywood like this. With everything marked out, I can set these pieces aside and pull the next piece up here. I've got a total of 7 sheets I need to do this with, but it all basically breaks down the same way. Well, after the first round of pulling parts out I need for the first part of this build, I've got everything stacked and numbered and placed up against the wall again. Now this plywood is Pure Bond plywood. I've got this from Home Depot. It's made by Columbia Forest Products. I've been using it for years. It's just about the only plywood I use. It's formaldehyde free and made in the United States. Very good plywood. I really recommend it. Well, I've separated out all the pieces that need to be a width of 3.5 or 4 1/4, depending on where they go in the cabinet. And these are going to be all the braces that span the width of the cabinets themselves. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dimension them on the table saw as far as the width goes, and then I'll cut them to final length over on my miter saw. I've got all the front and back supports cut for all the cabinets. Now I need to work on the actual sides of the cabinets. You just cut those down to final width and length. Now I need to cut pocket holes in these mid-span pieces. I'm going to put 2 at each end. To help with alignment while I screw this in, I'm going to put dominoes in the ends. And I've set up a quick vac table right here. That's just going to go down like that, and that's not going anywhere. And I just need to mark the center of it on both ends, and then put a domino hole in. Now that cutout is for the toe kick on the bottom of the cabinet. These are 2 side panels, and I've got them opened up like this because they have to be mirror images of each other. And I'm going to make some marks on here where the dominoes are going to go so I don't get confused later. I need to put some edge banding on the front pieces, and I'm going to be using this fast edge. I usually use iron-on strips, but this looked pretty appealing, so I'm going to give it a try. I did a test piece yesterday, and I was pretty impressed with how easy it was. And just cut your piece to length, and you just peel off this strip here. I found out this is really, really super sticky stuff, and it goes down pretty quick. So I want to make sure I have an even overhang all the way down the edge. I'm going to use this speed roller here, which has metal wheels on it. And then I'm going to use this, which is a flush cut. I usually use a pair of scissors. This is much nicer. And trim off the ends so I don't break them. I'm going to use this little thing, which is a cutter for it. It just goes on there like this. It's pretty easy. And then it also comes with this, which is a brake to sand the edges. That went on pretty quick and pretty easy. I'm pretty impressed with how fast it worked, and I just need to get the rest of them done. I'm going to pre-drill the holes for the drawer slides before assembly just to make my life a little bit easier. And I've already figured out where those have to be. Now to do that, I'm going to be using the Festool LR32 system. I borrowed this from a friend of mine, and it's pretty darn cool once you get it figured out. It's really not that hard to figure out. If I can figure out, anybody can. So there's just these pins right here that hook into the guide. And then there's a stop at this end. So I butt it up against the stop and push it against there, and I can clamp it down. Now there's all these pieces of tape on here, and this is just to remind me where to drill holes. I always need to reference this pin on this side off the bottom edge. So the router simply fits into this guide track like this and locks into these different holes. And I've got them mapped out with these pieces of tape. So I'm going to drill a hole here, drill a hole here, drill a hole here, drill a hole here, and drill a hole here. Then what I can do is just move this over and then drill a second row of holes, and then the last row of holes for the drawer slides. It's pretty simple, and actually this is pretty cool. It works pretty well. I've got that last set of holes drilled, and these 3 holes here are going to line up with these holes here on the drawer slides and make installing these drawer slides a breeze. All the cabinet's all glued up, and it's nice and square. If you cut everything square, everything will line up squares. I've got some 1/2-inch plywood up here on my tabletop. I need to start breaking all this down to make those 20 drawers that are going to fit into those cabinets. Here's all the pieces cut up for the drawers. There's a lot of different pieces here. To keep everything straight, I've numbered everything and I've grouped it by the cabinet that it's going into. I'm going to go over the router table and show you what I got going on over there. Now that I've got all the pieces cut, I need to take the front and the sides and cut a groove along the bottom to accept the 1/4-inch bottom panel. Now I've got a 1/4-inch bit in here, and it's set a 1/2 inch at its widest point. And I'm using the special bit. These are from Whiteside. A lot of people ask me what kind of bits I use. If it doesn't say Whiteside on it, I'm not buying it. Anyways, these are specially undersized to fit plywood. And I tested out on a couple different pieces, and they work really, really well. So I'm really happy I got these. I've decided to join the drawers together with dominoes, and depending on the size of the drawer, there'll be 1, 2, or 3 dominoes in each side. I've got my vacuum pad set up here, and this is just going to go like this. I'm going to take my domino, reference it off the top side, flip it over and do the same thing, and I've got a lot of these to do, so it's going to take me a little while. I've drilled all the mortises for the dominoes. It took about an hour, which isn't bad considering there's 20 drawers. So in one of the cabinets, there's 2 banks of drawers with 5 each. All the bottoms are going to be the same size, and the 2 other cabinets have different size bottoms with 5 drawers each. So I'm just going to mock up or dry fit one from each cabinet, take some measurements on the inside, and cut the drawers out for the bottoms. I've got all the drawers complete, and right now, just to save some space on my shop floor, I've got them stored inside the cabinets. They're right in front of my joiner. I don't think I'm going to use my joiner anytime soon. So that's it for now, and we'll see you next time.